You know, every single time you click a link, you're opening a door to the huge and sometimes pretty dangerous open internet. Now, imagine a company with thousands of employees doing that all day long. That's a ton of open doors. So, how do they keep things safe? Well, that's where a really critical piece of defense comes in: the secure web gateway. Let's break down what that actually is.
All right, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about a massive threat that's basically hiding in plain sight all over the web. Then, we'll introduce you to the digital checkpoint that's designed to stop it. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of exactly how that inspection works, and finally, we'll see how this one piece fits into the much bigger modern security puzzle.
Okay, so let's start with the big question. What's the core problem that makes these gateways so absolutely essential? Well, ironically, it's a security feature that most of us use and trust every single day: encryption.
And the scale of this is, well, it's huge. We're talking over 85% of all web traffic today is encrypted. You know that little padlock icon you see in your browser? Yeah, that's fantastic for keeping your data private. But for a company's security team, it creates a massive blind spot. It's basically the perfect hiding place for all sorts of threats.
This right here is the fundamental dilemma for any organization. If pretty much all the data coming into your network is locked up tight inside an encrypted box, how on earth are you supposed to tell the good stuff from the bad?
And this is where our solution comes into play. To stop a threat you can't see, you need a specialized tool, something that can actually look inside that encrypted box. And that tool is the Secure Web Gateway, or as you'll often hear it called, an SWG. So at its core, an SWG is a security solution that acts as a kind of middleman. It doesn't just hang out on the network. It plants itself right between your users and the wild west of the internet, becoming a mandatory stop for all web traffic. Honestly, this is the perfect way to picture it. It's like a super sophisticated airport security checkpoint for the internet. You know how TSA screens everything before it gets on the plane? An SWG does the exact same thing for every piece of web data before it's allowed to land on your device. So what's this checkpoint actually doing? It's a serious multitasker, let me tell you. It's enforcing the company's security rules, it's blocking nasty malware, making sure sensitive data doesn't leak out, and it's even controlling who can use which web apps. And the big one, its most important job, it holds the keys to unlock and scan all that encrypted traffic we've been talking about. Okay, so we get what it is, but how does it do all of this in the split second between your click and a page loading? It's pretty incredible, actually. Let's follow a single web request on its journey through the gateway. It all happens incredibly fast, in 5 key steps. First, the moment you click, your request gets intercepted. Step 2, before it goes anywhere, the URL is checked against massive databases of known good and bad sites. Then comes Step 3. This is the magic part. The traffic is decrypted. With the content now out in the open, it gets scanned for any kind of threat. And finally, Step 5. Based on all those checks, a rule is applied, and you're either granted access or blocked. All in the blink of an eye. And this really drives home why that whole deep multi-step process is so critical. You see, the web isn't just one source of threats anymore. For most companies, it's the primary source. That means this kind of deep inspection isn't a nice to have. It's an absolute necessity. But of course, an SWG doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's a really important piece, for sure, but it's still just one piece of a much bigger security puzzle. So let's figure out exactly where it fits and how it stacks up against other tools you've probably heard of. A common question people ask is, wait, isn't this just a firewall? And it's a fair question, but not quite. See, a firewall looks at all network traffic, and SWG, on the other hand, is a specialist. It focuses only on web traffic, which lets it go way, way deeper with its analysis. It also gives you much better control over cloud apps. And here's a huge one for today's remote workforce. A cloud SWG protects users anywhere seamlessly. A traditional firewall, that often means forcing users to connect through a clunky, slow VPN. You can also think of SWGs as the next evolution of an older technology called proxy servers. But a basic proxy is just a simple traffic router. A modern SWG is a whole different ballgame. It's a complete security solution, packing in threat detection, data loss prevention, and of course, that all-important deep inspection capability. And in our cloud-first world, the role of the SWG is more critical than ever. It's now a core foundational component of a bigger security architecture called SASE, which stands for Secure Access Service Edge. SASE is basically this new framework that bundles networking and a whole suite of security tools into one unified service, all delivered from the cloud. The SWG is a cornerstone here. It works hand in hand with tools for securing cloud apps, for implementing zero trust access, and even a firewall delivered as a service. The whole point is to provide consistent, strong security for users no matter where in the world they connect from. So what's the bottom line here? It's this. Today's threats live on the web, and they hide in encrypted traffic. A secure web gateway provides that essential one-two punch of visibility to see inside that traffic and the control to stop the threats before they can do any damage.
Which leaves us with one final question for you to think about. When your people connect to the internet, are they walking through a wide open door? Or are they passing through a sophisticated, intelligent, and secure checkpoint? The answer to that could make all the difference.